I've got the glue gun on the ready right here, and I don't know how many people use corded glue guns. I'll tell you, the cat's pajamas are this style glue gun. Cordless, they heat up super quick. They have a base, you just plug it down, and then you're good to go. And it stays hot for quite a while. So I got this for Christmas. It's the only thing I asked for Christmas. $30 glue gun, and I'll tell you, it's definitely the cat's pajamas. So I'm just going to, on the base of the magnet is where I've been putting the foliage. So I'm just sort of walking it around that magnet, kind of building it up right onto the tree trunk itself. Now, it will double as basically in terms of strengthening the tree to the magnet base. Now, what you can do is kind of stick it down. If a little bit of glue comes off, that's fine. Basically, you're going to put the foliage around the bottom of the tree and stick it on. Now, I know you're really not supposed to touch the glue because it's very hot, so try to use what you can to sort of press it in place. It sometimes doesn't work this great. I typically try to, that didn't actually work that well. I typically try to stick it on when it's super hot. Now, you can use your glue gun in low setting, or this one actually has a gauge on it, so you know when it's kind of cooler. So I'm being very careful here. I have lots of foliage between myself and the glue, so I'm nowhere near the glue when I'm touching this. Just pressing it in. I'm not pushing it so much that the glue pops out onto my fingers or anything like that. So again, be extremely careful. And if I do feel that I'm going to get it on my fingers, just coming in with a toothpick and pressing it in with the toothpick to avoid getting it on my skin. So I do use it on a super hot setting here only because I actually want to ensure that it sort of melts right into the base of that tree. Otherwise, if I'm just sticking it on the hillside, I'm going to use it when the temperature gauge is down to about half as hot as it is currently. So now that that's started to cool, now I'm going to come in and just ensure that I have that pressed with my fingers. And there you go. That is, hopefully you can see that. There is the base of the tree, all nice and covered. Now, I'm going to stick that on my onto my tile. So there you can kind of see it there. It's on the tile. Now what I have to do is I don't want to start sticking the rest of the foliage up to it because I don't want the glue to adhere to the sections on the base of the tree. So visually I'm going to kind of remember in my head where I want it to come along. And so I can see here there's a small shape. You can't see there, but I'm just taking my word for it. There's a small little crescent moon shape here following the grass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come almost up to the magnet and just keep about a centimeter around your magnet free and run your bead of glue. Now you don't want to have it just running along the raised grass. You want to have it kind of following the contour but sort of jutting off to the outside, to the inside. Have a little bit kind of going up onto the grass, have a little bit onto the rock. You want to make sure you're not making any artificial lines. Follow the lines that are there, and in the meantime, try to use your imagination to create some neat-looking shapes, kind of how bushes will grow. If there's a rock there, obviously it's going to kind of grow around the rock or up onto the rock. You can just, this is where you got to get creative. Use your imagination, come up with some neat ideas, and see what works. Now, and the thing is, too, add a little bit first, then go back and add some more. Don't put down a ton of glue and just have huge globs, because what happens is you end up just having big round bushes. I try to have as many sort of trailing edges or where it's kind of creeping along the ground as I can. So basically, that's what I did there. I'm just going to show a small section. So I have it here sort of creeping, it's almost up onto this rock. Here it's kind of creeping along the grass. It just breaks up that little bit of static grass here that you can barely see the shape anymore, but there it is. And again, I'm going to take my tree and just kind of show you how that works. So my tree plugs right in, and basically now I'm almost covering that whole section. That gap's almost covered. There's a small little indent here, so I might put a little bit more there to build it up, and I'm going to build it along this edge. So I'm going to quickly do that just so I can show you. Glue gun, yep, for half, so good. So here what I'm going to do is, again, a centimeter distance around, and I'm going to kind of trail. Now I'm going to come right up onto the rocks this time, sort of right up on to the outcrop. Then I'm going to leave a small gap and kind of trail it along the edge here, along the track side, and then maybe I have one little bit of foliage that sort of blew into the crevices of the rock and kind of growing along there. So I don't know if anybody's ever seen the painter Bob Ross there, how he's talking about like friendly little trees growing here and there, but I kind of developed some of that little chatter to myself where I kind of make up stories of why I'm doing things. So I was telling Bill that I sort of just justify how I do stuff based on making up a story for it, and then I'm never wrong when I'm doing terrain stuff. So everything always has a purpose. Everything always is supposed to be where it is because, I don't know, one reason or another. So I kind of justify my terrain making like that. So, and speaking of Bill and talking about terrain, and he's done a fantastic job about talking me up on the internet, because my subscription list has gone up astronomically in the last couple hours, so kind of feeling the pressure now to start producing some results here. I hate to have him endorse me and then start producing crap, so let me know if I'm slipping, and at the same time let me know if you like what I'm doing, and I will keep doing my best to produce some nice looking stuff. So again, there you go. There's the gap. Don't worry about that. That's obviously where the tree's going to come in. So here I got it kind of growing up onto the rock, and I got a little bit of glue there I got to cover, but that you just come in and push the smallest amounts in. Here it's trailing along the track side, and I'm going to throw the tree in just to kind of show you what we got going on. And there you go. Voila. Hopefully you can see that. There, I still got a little gap there, so just fill it in. Like I said, work at it at slow pace. Go slow and fill in the cracks, and before you know it, I mean, it's a long process, but the results are super fantastic when you're done, and it definitely changes the landscape drastically. So I'm going to keep working at that. I'm going to come back later, and I promise I will show you what the end result on this side looks like, and then I'm going to work on the other side. And there's going to be some different techniques over there, because I do have some more vertical clips, so that I'm going to kind of use a two-tone variation, and I may actually even put in some tree branches so they're growing out of the rock and give it sort of a three-dimensional shape. So stay tuned on that. So if you got questions or you want to subscribe to the channel, go ahead, and I'll talk to you later. Cheers.